For the longest time, I've been trying to collect every single PAL Sega Mega Drive game. It's a childhood dream that I've been working towards, and I've got a huge amount of pleasure from collecting peripherals, hardware, and all these different games. And this, the collector's edition, is where I show off all the games, peripherals, consoles, and little knickknacks that I've managed to collect for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. I've had another good month of collecting games for the Sega Mega Drive again. We've got a new piece of hardware that makes it into the collection. We make a dent in the sports game, and we complete 2 sub-collections as well. And if you know anything about me and my obsession for collecting for the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis, you know how deep I'm going down the rabbit hole. So let's check out what I've managed to add. We're going to start off with 2 games that I have already in the collection. John Madden American Football, and this one, Zany Golf. Why have I bought 2 games that I already have? So, why do I have these 2 games again, even though I've got them in the collection? Well, it's because they're the soft cover variants. They're these versions of the EA games that come in this soft, crackly plastic here. Now, there weren't many of them, and with these 2 games in their soft cover variants, I have now technically a full EA collection. I'm just missing the big box version of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego and the European 4-way connector, which is actually on its way as well. Now, I do also have the hardcover variants of both these games, so that gives me a full EA collection once I get the big box and the 4-way adapter. 2 copies of RBI Baseball 94. Why 2? So, the reason why I have 2 versions of RBI 94 Baseball are because this is a donor version. I could find a good copy of RBI 94 with a good sleeve and a good cartridge, but not with a good manual. So this came with a good manual. I swapped in the manual for this one here, and we've got the cartridge sticker the right way up. This one is going to be a temporary one because I want to swap out the sleeve because it's damaged. I also need to get a manual, but this holds the version of the game which has the label printed the wrong way up. And I always laugh because people sell this off as rare. It's not rare. It's super common. In fact, it's easier to find a version of the cartridge with the label printed the wrong way round than it is to find the cartridge the right way around. And some people say that the reason why this is printed upside down is because of an error at the local distribution center or where they manufactured these cartridges. I don't think that's right, because Klax also has an upside down label, and they weren't printed at the same time. They were on completely different print runs at different points in the year. So you wouldn't make that same mistake twice. My theory is that in Europe and Japan, you've got devices where you front load the cartridge into the device, and at that point this is the correct way around. So I think this was actually manufactured to cater for all those front loaded devices that you could buy in those regions. The Kickstarter version of Astebros, I love this game. Definitely my game of 2023 so far. I've actually got the press kit, and I got that about 2 months ago, so I've been playing this for about 2 months solid. But awesome to finally get my Kickstarter version. I have flipped the cover here because it has a dual-sided cover, so I have now both sides of the Astebros artwork on show. It's got a Kickstarter logo. Obviously it's going to be in perfect condition because it's brand new, but you get all the really nice gubbins. The cards in here are absolutely awesome. Some cool stickers, and of course the postcard artwork as well. But an awesome game, probably my game of 2023. I'm trying to whittle down the sports games that I need to collect. So we've got NFL Quarterback Club 96. This one could go for a ton of money. I've got this for £10. I have no idea why people sell this for so much money. It's definitely not worth it. It's definitely not rare. But I'm glad to have it in the collection. One less sports game to collect. In pretty good condition and complete. Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball, another sports game down on the list. So my copy is in great condition here, complete. I had a quick go on it. I've played, I don't know, 40 minutes on it. I'm not a big fan of baseball games. I am in real life, but as in video games, not a huge fan. The graphics though are really nice in this. They've got digitized characters in them which look awesome. So well worth just switching on for the visuals in this game. NBA Action 95 starring David Robinson. Another basketball. I think this is the last of the basketball games that I need for the collection. NBA Action 95 starring David Robinson. Complete, great condition. It's another basketball game. Interesting mechanics in this in that you're going up and down the court rather than from left to right. But yeah, very cool game. World Championship Soccer 2, the Classics Mega Drive Edition. So the classic version of World Championship Soccer, there is a rarer blue label version out there, and you can see it comes with all the blue label gubbins inside it as well. It's come across my path a couple of times to buy, but I'm very skeptical about buying the blue cover art version because it's super easy to fake it, really easy. And even if you get the magnifying glass to look at the dot gain on it to see what the print is like, they can even match the original print. So picking up one is risky because you'll spend about £1,000 on it, literally just for the sleeve, and it could be completely fake. So I'm happy to have the classic version here. Will I get a blue version? I don't know, maybe, if it comes across my path and I'm confident that it's actually real. But then at that point, why spend that much money on the sleeve if the market could be flooded with actual fakes? Finally got Batman in the collection. People have been trying to sell this for like 40, 50 pounds. Managed to get it for complete in box, great condition for 15. It's taken a long time to get this, and because of how much people have been selling it for. This is one of those games that it's not super expensive, but it has gone up in price beyond what it's worth. Now my version's in great conditions, got the tab, complete in box, and I paid next to nothing for it compared to what others are selling it for. Fire Shark! This is the last of the Toaplan games that I needed, so I have now got a full Toaplan collection. So glad to complete the original Toaplan collection. I don't have the Retrobit Special Edition version, I'd love to get that, but strangely enough, if you collect every single Toaplan game, original, it's cheaper than for what some people are trying to sell the remake or the re-released version for. So the re-released version goes for £300 to £400, and you can probably buy all the Toaplan games together for about 200. But anyway, great game. Really, really like the difficulty curve on this, in that it's not difficult. Twin Hawk, very similar to Fire Shark, another shoot 'em up for the collection. Like I said, very similar to Fire Shark. Lovely condition here, really well looked after, and so happy to get another one of the shoot 'em ups in the Mega Drive collection. The Mega Drive is fantastic at shoot 'em up games. The awesome Phileas. I've wanted this game since it came out in the early 90s. Never got a copy of it. My friends had it. It's always been expensive for me to get, even back in the day. It was like full price. I could never find it in a bargain bin. But with this game, that is all the shoot 'em ups that you can buy for the PAL Sega Mega Drive collected. It is so good. So good. It's as good as I remember it playing as a kid. I love it. It's really well structured. I love the levels. I love the difficulty curve on it. You know, it's not too hard. So if you're a little anxious, scared about playing shoot 'em ups like I am because of just the sheer difficulty level of them, this one is a great entry point into that. Really, really, really nice. Love all the different kind of weapons and the presentation in it. So happy to have this in the collection. Like I said, this is it. This was the last shoot 'em up needed for my collection. That's every single shoot 'em up now that you can buy for the Sega Mega Drive on the PAL systems in my collection. And finally, I have a Mega Drive 2. So here it is, the Mega Drive 2. This is I've never ever even played on a Mega Drive 2, so this is my first time owning a Mega Drive 2 and playing on a Mega Drive 2, and the box is in stunning condition. Now, the best thing about this Mega Drive 2 is, apart from the great condition, is that it cost £40. £40 for a Mega Drive 2 from eBay as well. And for me, it's just another indication that the prices are dropping on this hardware and on these games as well. Because a lot of people, at least prior to when I was buying, were buying them boxed at about 100. So at least 50% less. And I've seen quite a few actually go for 50 boxed in pretty good condition. Now, there is one caveat in this, is that there were a few bits of cardboard missing from it, but I have rebuilt those bits of cardboard. So this white card here down the side, I've rebuilt that. So I looked online, saw how it was made, just refolded it and rebuilt it, and the same for this housing here. Did the same sort of thing. In fact, I made it a little bit better, just reinforced it. But apart from that, everything else is in here. Now, it didn't come with a Disney game. I went online to the Mega Drive Master System Facebook group and put the barcode up there, and someone really kindly told me that this version was the Aladdin version. So the Aladdin version would have come with a slipcase and then the Aladdin packing game. So this, going on the barcode, is the Aladdin version of the console. It doesn't have the slipcase, unfortunately, anymore. But I bought Aladdin, a second copy of it, and stuck it in there as well. So that kind of completes that up. But great, we've got all the original packaging here, the plastic. The console's in really nice condition. Power plug with the protective seal on it there. We've got the RF cable, and of course both controllers here bagged up as well. Really nice, but so happy to get such a great console. Little bit of work on here to get that card back in there, but for the price, the condition, and how complete this is, absolutely fantastic. Now, I do now have to get myself a Mega CD2, and that's a lot harder because those tend to be in terrible condition. Not the consoles themselves, but the packaging and what you get with it. So that's my next goal, is to get a Mega CD2 in great condition boxed. And it doesn't even have to be in the best condition, because there's work I can do to bring a box back to life, but it's got to be in a half decent condition. A lot of the Mega Drive 2 boxes that you see are ripped, torn, smashed up, and people are still asking £200-300 for them. So get one, same sort of condition as this box here, then I'll be happy. So I finally managed to get under 50 games for the UK PAL set and under 60 games for a full PAL set. And my PAL set's going to be a little different from others. It's not just one of every game. There's lots of different variants in there, obscure games that people weren't aware of. Games like LaRusso Baseball, which did get an official PAL release through Oddsoft in Australia, but kept the original Genesis cover. The only thing that distinguishes it from a Genesis game is the official Australian rating sticker and a barcode down the side. Now, I'm in no hurry to finish this collection. I love finding games out in the wild, hunting down an eBay bargain, and meeting everyone out there that also shares my passion for collecting for Sega's 16-bit console and collecting retro games in general. Now, I know there's some people out there that have managed to finish it in a year or two, but for me, I've been collecting since the console came out, and I love it. Can't wait to get into the Mega CD collection and also the 32-bit collection. But while I've still got these 50, 60 games left to go, I'm going to savour every moment. So until our next show, I'll see you later.